Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Matt from Diazable here coming at you with another album review. And today we are checking out the band Itami from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Now, they are a kind of like a hardcore, a little bit, no, they're just really like a hardcore band with a little bit of like grindness to it, a little bit of grindcore to them, I guess, if you want to say a little background about them. I met them about in March of 2023 when I was visiting San Antonio and they were coming through on a tour with the band that's slipping my mind, and I will put it right here. They're on tour with that band. And I got to meet the guys in the band. They're really cool dudes and everything. Play some really, really heavy riffs, heavy, really sounding music. And today we're going to review their album. I would say their debut EP. I don't think it's their debut EP, but it is their newest release called Until It Bleeds. Now, this is going to be a very short review because this is a 4-track EP, but yeah, we're going to talk a lot about it anyway. So let's get into it. Track one, we have here the song Splintered. It starts off with like some scratchy distortedness, and that kind of swells and builds up for the album or the EP. And then it kind of just punches right into it with some hard-hitting guitar riffs and some punchy drums and everything. But I will say the guitars to me on this track sound a little rough. They seem a little awkward while I guess the best way I can say they're trying to find their footing, I feel, when it comes to the guitar riffs. They sound heavy, but it just sounds a little bit awkward and weird. The vocals are very deep and mic'd up very well. He's very loud, the vocalist. It's very, you can hear him thoroughly. As the song progressed a little bit, it sounded like the guitars sounded very programmed to me. Like as I was listening to it, it didn't feel very organic, which I don't think is true because I'm pretty sure the guys in the band were playing the guitars um, actually in the song, but it just felt very, very stiff, or just maybe not stiff. It just didn't feel like there was feeling to it, like it was programmed. As the best way I can describe. But I would say the breakdown pretty slow, pretty heavy. Yes. Hey guys, have you checked out any of the merch from Diazable that we have on our online store? We have some of these designs up, some cool gym looking gear. Fan favorite, Baby Noodle, Be a Fucking Devil. Yeah, some of our most hated merch ever, but I love Hate Breed. Yay. Sticker packs too. Who doesn't like Baby Noodle eating pizza? Yeah. Keychains. Yeah. And of course, we have koozies. Yeah, who doesn't like a good koozie? So check out our merch store, diazable.com, and support your local business. And a friend who's not trying to work a 9 to 5 anymore. Trying to do something with my life. Track two, we have here Binding Grief. It gives off like I would say very early 2000 recordings, like how production was made in the early 2000s, but in a weird way. Not necessarily bad, not necessarily good, just really off. The recording seems a little off. The guitar is a little bit more catchy here. They have a pretty cool riffs on this song. Very slow and chuggy. They sound really good here. But then as I was listening to the song, the guitar patterns were feeling a little weird again. And I don't know if it's because of the recording or the guitar playing, they just felt weird. Um, the best way I can describe it is when they were riffing, it sounds good. It's just when they scale or change to another chord or changing the sound, like when they're not chugging away, it's when they make those transitions that sounds off, like they don't know how to make the transitions. But maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but that's what it sounded like to me. Vocals again sound very boss here, nice and full body. The lingering scream over the breakdown. Ooh, that was something else. It's pretty sick. And also say on this song, the bass is sounding really good. It's very, you can hear it thoroughly throughout the song. The track three we have here, the interlude between this on this EP, atmospheric kind of like Dead City vibes, and it kind of ends with some distorted static, which is pretty cool and everything. But it's an interlude. Track 4, we have the song. I think it's called Outcast. It might have changed. I have a different name for it, but overall, I think it's called Outcast. And the song sounds really, really, really tight here. They sound really good. Like it's built up to this point now. Like it was very rocky starting this EP up, but then it really, really like solidified on this track. Um, it's very fast and heavy when the song kicks in. The guitar sound less distorted and less like low quality recording. It sounds really good. AKA, it just feels like things were like finally meshing really well by the time this song came around. The overall sound of the song sounds very full and complete and satisfying. Everything is touched on very well in terms of guitars, vocals, bass, drums. They hit all the right marks with this track. And for me, I think this is the best sounding track on the EP, and it gives a real, I would say, view of what Itami's trying to produce in their music and trying to showcase to the world. This is a very, very good example of like, if you want to show someone who's Itami, show them this song. And they build up a lot towards the breakdown. There's like a nice build up, a swell and everything. It leads to a breakdown that's very simple, like it's kind of generic, but it's clean. It's played well. And I would say it's a solid way to end the EP, which makes me want to play a little clip of this song, which I think is a really good song. And I think people need to hear it because Tommy put out some good work here. So yeah, that was Outcast by Itami. So yeah, that was my overall thoughts and review of the EP Until It Bleeds by the band Itami. And overall, as I could say with this band, this album builds up to what the potential they have to be as a band, I think. It starts off really rocky with the recording and the guitar playing, but by the end of the EP, I feel like they really found their footing. And they really were able to like, oh, we can play really well together and try to play off each other really well. And I think overall, the one thing that needs to be improved on a lot is the guitar work. The guitars just sound really awkward and weird most of the time, but then they learn how to get into a nice groove by the end of the EP. But then again, I don't know how the recording process is. Maybe they started off with that and did it backwards. Who knows? But yeah, guitar work just needs work. Drums are very loud and punchy. They're very good, very sporadic, very chaos inducing. But they sound really well, and they're not great, they're not bad. They're there and they do their job well. Bass is good as well, and I would say the most impressive thing on this EP is the vocalist. He's very, very loud. I was gonna say large, but yeah, he's large, loud. He's definitely got a set of lungs on him, it seems like, because he can project very well. And I think that goes well with this style of music that they're trying to produce. And with that being said, speaking of produce, the mixing and producing on this album was not the greatest, I thought. Unless they were purposely trying to go for like an early 2000s, like low budget recording, then yeah, they did a good job. But I think with the music they're trying to produce, I think it could have been mixed and produced a lot better. And so I hope with that being said, that the next outing they do, they can be a lot tighter in their sound and their overall flow of music. And so that was my thoughts on Itami's Until It Bleeds. And I feel like this album, this EP from them, is a good out the gate, a solid 6 out of 10. Yeah. So that was my review of the EP from Itami Until It Bleeds. I just said that, but I'm saying it again. But anyway, check them down below, links below. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt from Diazable. Thanks for coming by. Check out our merch store. Help me achieve my dreams of working a different job and not working a 9 to 5. You'll see it in the ad after this if you watch it all the way through. So later.